Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to my yoga time. Today's yoga class is suitable for everybody, though especially if you have sensitive knees and you're looking to build strength around the muscles supporting the knee joint. If you are feeling inflexible, if you are a beginner, if you are returning to yoga after a break, or even if you are well practiced and supple and you're just looking for a mindful, gentle class, this one's for you. I've also got some props here. So 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, just the 1 block and a rolled up towel. If you don't have any blocks, then 2 rolled up towels or even 2 pillows, just in case you need it for support. Also a yoga strap. So if you don't have a yoga strap, you can improvise with either a belt or a scarf, anything that you can loop around the foot. So this class is especially good for our knee health. It's a great way to either begin or end the day mindfully. And when you're ready, let's begin. We're going to start on our back in one of my favorite poses. Coming into our reclined tree pose. Straighten and relax your left leg. And then allow your right knee to fall out to the side, so it's externally rotating. Now, if the knee or the hip needs support, this is where you'll take a hold of either your block, your towel, or your pillow and just prop up that leg. We're going to bring in a little side bend here as well. So just briefly lift the upper body, so head and shoulders off the mat, and hinge over to the right towards the bent knee. Now, if you have any concerns with your shoulders, arms can be by your side. Otherwise, if you can comfortably, take the arms above the head. You can let the hands rest wherever they land, or you can hold onto wrists or elbows. You can take this time to close the eyes down. Gently place the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth, keeping the jaw relaxed. So we're going to try and maintain this tongue mudra throughout the class. Begin to breathe a little deeper now, down into the navel. Breathing into the side body, the hips and thighs. Then at the very top of the inhalation, pause. Hold the breath for 1 or 2 counts before you exhale slowly. So let's take 1 more breath here. And when you're ready, lifting the upper body off the mat, coming back to the center, and we'll lift up that right knee, bend the left leg as well. Recline pigeon, placing the right ankle on the left knee. Now this might be enough for you today. Feel free to take the arms out to the side. You might like to just rock gently from side to side if you're feeling overly tight through the outer hip. Option 2, lift that left foot up off the floor. And again, you might like to take a gentle rock from side to side. And let's lower that left foot down to the floor, taking a hold of your strap now, placing it around the ball of the foot. And as you inhale, reaching that foot up towards the ceiling. So you can either keep your left leg bent. If so, maintain a little downward pressure through the foot. Otherwise, you can straighten the leg, but keep the foot dorsal flexed. Breathe into the right leg. Where attention goes, energy will flow. Feel as though you're reaching the outer right hip down a little, so you want even length in the left and right side waist. Let's take 3 more breaths, a little pause before you exhale. And let's bend the knee, release the strap. Interlace the hands around that right shin now. A little bit of core, lift the upper body off the mat, forehead to knee, and hover the left heel as well. Create some resistance between the shin and the hands and draw the shoulders down. Keep the jaw relaxed and the tongue in position. Let's lower down. Hips will move about 1 centimetre to the right. We're going to take a twist. If you've got your blocks, we want the block at least on the second height so that the knee is in line with the hip. If you need to lighten that pose, you can always take the block a little higher. Or you can always use your towels or stacked up pillows there if you need. So ideally we want to keep the collarbones facing the ceiling. If the shoulder lifts up quite high, that's a sign that you need to prop the leg a little higher, or you can prop the shoulder or rest that arm next to the spine instead. Now we're only here for 3 breaths. Breathe down into the lower belly and into the lower back. From here, we're going to roll over onto our left side. You can adjust the block to the lowest height. Roll over onto the left and prop up your head. Keep the right knee resting on the block. Awareness now is to the left leg. Straighten the leg. Tuck the toes under so the heel points up to the ceiling. So you're rotating the leg. The front of the thigh faces down. Take the leg back a little and then bend the knee and reach for the foot. If you can't reach the foot, take a hold of your strap. So here we want to feel a little tuck of the tailbone, a little bit of resistance between the foot and hand if you can. And see if you can deepen the breath down the left side of the body to deepen your back bend. To practice mindfully means to be with the breath, to be in the present moment, to be here now. Let's exhale to release, return to your back. We'll do that same sequence over on the other side. So recline tree pose, left knee out to the side. Support that leg if you need to. Upper body hinges over to the left, placing the arms where is most comfortable. And invite a deeper breath into the right side waist, the hip. Noticing the body expand as you inhale and gently contract as you exhale. Let's come back to center now. Lifting up that left knee, bending the right as well. Recline pigeon. Option to stay here, either hold it still or take a little rock. Otherwise, lifting right foot up off the mat. So whichever part of the body catches your awareness as we move through the poses, be sure to send your breath into that part of the body. Well done, yogis. Let's take that hamstring stretch, reach for your strap. Keeping flexion through both feet. Reaching the outer left hip down. Maybe turn the heel in just a touch. And let's release, bend the knee, remove the strap. A little bit of core here, take a hold of the shin, lifting upper body off the mat, firming the lower abdominal muscles, creating resistance between the shin and the hands. And let's lower down. Hips shift a centimetre to the left. Taking the block a little higher so that the knee is in line with the hip. Try to relax into the twist, softening any muscles that are holding on. And then deepen the twist by deepening the breath. When you're ready, let's move into the quad stretch. Adjust the height of your prop, roll onto the right side. Awareness to the right leg now. Look for that rotation, take the leg back, then bend the knee and reach the foot. A little tone through the lower abdominal muscles. And let's release that foot as we exhale. From here, press yourself up to seated. And from here, yogis will come over onto all fours into your tabletop position. And just have, if you've got the 2 blocks, place them at the top of the mat. If you've only got the one, then just the 1 block there. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips to begin with. A little bit of core. Let's raise the left leg behind you. Keep the foot dorsal flexed. Now, if you find that this right knee needs a little padding, you can place a towel underneath. You can always fold your mat in half as well. So from here, we want to tuck the tailbone under, draw the lower belly in. If you allow your back to arch, then you're not using your core. Option 1 is here. Option 2, a little stronger, right arm out in front. Pressing into the pads of the left fingers. Looking down, keep the neck in line with the spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, round the back, try to bring the knee towards the elbow. Then inhale to straighten. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Well done, yogis. Place the right hand down on the floor. Take the left leg over to the right. Toes are tucking under. And here you want to look over your shoulder towards the heel. Breathe into the side body. And back to center. Well done. Let's change sides. Right leg. Engage your core. Even a little tone, a little lift around the pelvic floor, the perineum muscle. A gentle mula bandha will help. Option to stay there, otherwise lift left arm up. Keep breathing. Keep the jaw relaxed. Your next exhalation, elbow to knee. Inhale to straighten. Let's lower left hand down. Take the right foot over to the left, look over the shoulder. Press into the hands, the hip, the heel. And back to center. Well done, yogis. If you need to give the wrists a little break, you can shake out the hands. If you have a block, we'll take 1 block now in between the thighs. If you don't have a block, then you can still practice the flow. And when I cue to squeeze into the block, just try and hug the knees in towards the center line of the body. Let's tuck those toes under. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze and the tailbone. Exhale to round the spine. Next time you exhale, round the spine and then lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Hold here as you inhale, press into the hands, send the chest towards the thighs. And then as you exhale, slowly return knees to the mat. Inhale, back bend. Exhale to round. Downward facing dog. Let's do 1 more. And from this downward facing dog, we'll start to walk the hands back towards the feet and then roll up to stand. So we're going to take a little flow here, keeping the block in between the thighs and keep hugging those legs in towards the center line of the body. Let's bring the hands just in front of the heart. I really want you here to round the upper back and draw the shoulders down so you feel tone through your armpits and the lats. When you're ready, inhale. And as you exhale, start to bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. So if the knees are feeling sensitive here, you can drop the weight back a little more into the heels. If you are feeling adventurous and the knees are happy, you have the option of taking more of a balance pose here. Lower the hands down, pick up the heels. Slightly tuck the chin in and move the neck back a little. Active through the fingers. And heels down, fingertips to touch, come all the way up. Try to keep the hips square to the front of the room and just twist the upper body to the right. And then over to the left, keep the upper back rounded. Keep pressing, shoulders down. Let's come back to center. Inhale, arms up. Left hand takes the right wrist, bend the left knee, lift up the heel and lean over to the left. Back to center. Other side. Right heel lifts. Back to center. Lower the hands down out to the side, shoulder height. Push through the heels of the palms. You might start to feel tingling down the arms. Then curl the fingers in towards the armpits, roll the shoulders forward and down a little. Take the fingers back. Then connect index finger and thumbs, roll the wrists, roll the shoulders forward and down. And then from here, take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, keep firming in on the block, lift up out of the waist, a little back bend, look up to the ceiling. Chin lifts, throat moves forward. And release, come back to center. Arms out in front, rounding the upper back now. Look down to the belly button. Then cross the right arm over the left. Either bring the hands to the shoulders, continue to round the back, or eagle arms if that's an option for you. And let's release. Bring the hands back to prayer. Palms apart, fingers touching. Engage through the shoulders, inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Either stay here or take your balance. Return. Twist to exhale. Arms up, little side bend. Left hand takes the right wrist. Lift up the left heel, bend the knee. Return to center, other side. Return to center. Hands lower down. Push through the heels of the palms. Shoulders forward. A little bit of nerve tensioning. Around through the tops of the wrists. Shoulders forward, elbows back a little. Take the fingers back. Again, push through the heels of the palms. And then index finger and thumbs connect. Roll the wrists, roll the shoulders. We're nearly there. Hands down, interlace the fingers, all back bend, firm in on the block. Stay strong and stable in the lower body. And let's release, arms in front, round the back. Crossing left arm over the right this time. Either keep your hands on the shoulders or take the bind. Eagle arms. And release. Well done, yogis. Hands down. Remove your block. So let's take the one block just in the middle of the mat. If you've got the two, then take two. If you've only got the one, that's totally fine. Then come to stand at the top of the mat. Moving into warrior two. Step your left leg back. Have your left foot not quite parallel to the short side of the mat. Ever so slightly turn the toes in. Nice deep bend in your right knee. Really important that we stay mindful of where that bent knee is tracking. We want the knee to track over the second and the third toes. So you should see the big toe on the inside of the knee. If your knee's falling in, it's a sign that the hips are tight. Take your feet wider apart. So you might have the feet as wide as the mat. Find your sweet spot so that you can see the big toe. Then arms out. Let's turn the palms up. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, warrior two. Keep pressing evenly and gently into both feet as though you're trying to stretch the mat. Staying down this time. To begin with, keep the palms facing up, draw the shoulders down. Notice that rotation. Try to maintain that rotation as you just flip the palms now. Take the left arm back into the space behind you. Press into both feet. Breathe. Reverse the warrior. Left hand down, right arm up. Keep that bend in the right knee. Feel free to look back towards your left foot. And let's release, come all the way up. Pivot the feet. Warrior two on the other side. So again, adjust as you need to. Traditional alignment has the left heel intercepting the arch on the right foot. But if your hips are tight, take the feet wider. Make the practice fit your body, not trying to fit your body into a prescribed shape. Let's look for the big toe, open out the knee, press into both feet. When you're ready, palms up, inhale, and exhale. Hold it down now, shoulders down, actively reach through the fingers. Try to keep the eyes of the elbows facing up, just flip the palms and move the right arm back a little. Find a softness in your strength. Reverse the warrior. Let's return, straighten that left leg, hands to the hips. Pivot the feet now so that they are parallel to the short side of the mat. Some of you might feel more comfortable with a little pigeon toe. That depends on the feet, so find your sweet spot. Press the feet away as though you're stretching the mat. Really important there to create a bandha, a muscular lock around the hips. Draw up through the arches of the feet, through the knees. Let's take the hands behind you. Just hold on to opposite elbows with the hands. Keep drawing up through the soles of the feet. As you exhale, fold forward. Stop halfway. Tuck the chin in. Imagine you're balancing a glass of water on your back. Keep lifting arches of the feet and the knees. And the elbows. When you're ready, folding down, releasing those hands, take your hands to the blocks. So whichever height is best for you. If you've only got the one block, that's fine. If you don't have any blocks and the floor's too far away, you can bend the knees a little, or you can always bring over a chair and fold down to the chair if you need to. We're going to come in and out of the pose 3 times. So inhale halfway up onto those fingertips. Try and lift the tailbone and the heart here, almost as though you're bringing a back bend into your forward bend. And then exhale and fold. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. This time as you exhale down or stay down, you have the choice of keeping the hands under the shoulders, otherwise turn the blocks to the flat side and reach the hands out in front. So bottom goes back, hands go forward, let the head hang. Keep that gentle activation through the feet and the legs. And let's haar out the breath. Breathing away any tension along the back side of the body. When you're ready, walk the hands back. You can bring the blocks back with you if you like. Return to the top of the mat, so you're framing the right foot, coming into a lunge. From here, we'll step it back into our last downward facing dog. Find a little activation through the shoulders by gently pressing the heels of the palms towards each other. Then send the chest towards the thighs. Inhale. And as you exhale, lower the knees to the mat. You can bring your right hip down, and we're going to come all the way down onto your back. So to do so, let's bend those knees. Hold onto the knees. Have the feet about hip width apart. Inhale into a back bend. And as you exhale, round the back, sink back a little. Inhale. Exhale. So a little bit of core here. This time we'll exhale all the way down very slowly. Well done, yogis. Let's bring the feet in a little closer to the bottom. If you have the urge to hug the knees into the chest, by all means do so. If you need to take longer there, please do. Otherwise, when you're ready to move on, we'll take a hold of our block, if you have it, in between the thighs. If you don't have the block, same as before, just hugging those thighs in towards each other. A little bridge vinyasa here. Let's check the position of the tongue. And when you're ready, inhale the arms above the head. Press down through the feet and the head. And as you exhale, lift up the hips slowly, firm in on the block. Your next inhalation, lower the arms, keep the hips high. And then when you exhale, lift up the heels, lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Press down through the feet, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hips lift. Inhale, arms lower. Lift the heels, exhale, lower the spine. Let's do one more. Press down through the feet. Inhale the arms. Exhale the hips. Inhale the arms. Lift up the heels. Exhale, lower the hips. Well done, yogis. Let's move that block to the side. Lift your feet up and stack your knees above your hips, and now imprint your back into the mat. So remove any space. Mula bandha engaged, so a little tone through the pelvic floor for the ladies. Let's take the hands to the knees and keep the arms straight. We want to push the hands into the knees and pull the knees back into the hands. A little bit of resistance, don't overstrain. Changing the position of the hands now, hands to the insides of the knees. They're trying to push the knees out, knees are trying to squeeze in. And we'll go to the outside of the knees, hands pressing in, knees pressing out. Well done. Cup the hands over the knees. Let's bend the elbows, thighs to chest. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. So quite a few choices here for counter stretch yogis. Either continue as you are, or you might like to take the arms out to the side and begin to trace little circles, little figure of eights through the knees. Feel free to stay there, or some of you might like to hug the knees a little closer, maybe take the knees a little wider towards the armpits. So these are all options. Choose what feels best for your body. Final option is happy baby. So we're stacking ankles above the knees, shins are vertical. You can reach for the outer blades of the feet. If you can't reach the feet, stay here. If you do have the feet, a little bit of resistance between the feet and the hands. If you want to rock, go for it. Whenever you're ready, you can lower those legs down for Shavasana. I'm placing one block under each thigh, soothing for the back and the hamstrings. You could always use your towel or a pillow underneath the legs instead. Be sure to tuck the shoulders under and let the palms face the ceiling. Close the eyes down and soften the forehead, the tongue and jaw. And just before we settle in Shavasana, I'm going to count 3 breaths. If you're straining at all with my count, just ignore it. Return to your natural breath. We'll inhale for 4. Breathe down into the belly. Then we'll hold the breath for 2. Engage Mula Bandha, a little internal lift. Keep the bandha on as we exhale for 6. Hold for 2. And then you'll relax the bandha and inhale for 4. Let's breathe out together. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, bandha on, pelvic floor lift, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding, 1, 2. Relax the bandha, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding, 1, 2. Last one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding, 1, 2. Return to your natural breath. No bandhas, be soft. And just be in this spacious body. Quiet mind. Let's inhale a little deeper now as we guide our awareness back. Feeling the breath touch the nostrils. Swallowing if the mouth is dry. Feel free to wiggle those toes and fingers. And following any urges to move or stretch as they arise. Only when you're ready, roll to your preferred side and feel free to stay there as long as you like. Only coming up when you're ready to return to your day. Thanks for practicing with me today, yogis. It's an excellent class for happy, healthy knees. Also a great whole body stretch and strengthen. If you have any class requests, please feel free to make them in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel. Not just this channel, but any teacher that you watch on a regular basis. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.